Well, hello everybody. Got a little rifle or a little video we're gonna do today. I got a dandy little rifle that we're gonna shoot. This is the Zastava. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this is the Yugoslavian model 48, M48 in 8x57 Mauser. So this guy was the Yugoslavian military service arm from the early 1950s till about 1960s when they adopted the AK-47. But this is a dandy little rifle. For whatever reason, for me, this gun just has a really neat feel to it. And I can't even honestly put my finger on what it is, but it's the standard, you know, I am not an expert on the Mauser actions, but I am going to call this the standard Mauser action. So it's got the 3-position safety. This is on safe with the bolt locked. Straight up is on safe, but the bolt is able to operate. Then of course, all the way to the left is in the firing position. It's got the old military sights with the graduated numbers on it. So this is another one of Vaughn's guns that he's let me borrow to do a video on. And he spent a lot of time with this rifle. And he was telling me that when you get the right load, these graduations are about right on. So it's got, you know, 4, 3, 7, 8, 11 on the sides of this sight. And he says they are very, very accurate, you know, shooting at distance with this guy. So neat rifle. Like I say, for me, whatever reason, this just has a great feel to it. Of course, it's heavy. It's got the wood over the barrel. From what our, you know, ultra lightweight hunting rifles are in today's. But this is a dandy. You know, it's too bad. I look back in time in my life that with this, we used to see rifles like this all the time. We didn't know what they was. What was an 8x57? We didn't even know. I know at one time in history that they was importing these rifles. Of course, here comes the train. Anyway, we let the train go by so we don't have to listen to that dang thing honking at us. But you know, I remember in high school, the late 80s, early 90s, these rifles were a dime a dozen. You could buy them, I didn't even know what they were, less than $100. Of course, we didn't know what they was, and that's what the beauty of the internet is today. But I know I've read some articles, but at one time they were importing these rifles but couldn't get brass. So what they would do is they would take a chamber reamer that was 8mm by 30-06, chamber mount, run that through the sizing die. Now you had a great hunting rifle. I don't think anybody's doing that anymore because, of course, today with internet and the information we have, you can buy the 8x57 brass, simple as mud. So anyway, we're going to take some shots with it today. We're not going to shoot it to death, but this is just a neat rifle. As I get older, these old you know, historical rifles of the world sure gives me a lot more interest in what they did back when I was a kid. So we'll talk about the ammo we're going to shoot today. So this is just a standard Spearhawk core, 150 grain bullet. We're using Hodgson 4895 in it. Moderate load. This guy's going about 2,800 feet per second. Very close to a 308, right? A dandy hunting rifle for sure. So my buddy Vaughn, big bullet caster, he's perfected powder coating. Powder coats everything that he casts nowadays. This is I believe 170 grain bullet, probably going around 2,200 feet per second. Still, you know, that's right in there with the 30-30. Guy was going to go after a deer with an open-sided rifle. This would be tough to beat. Of course, the jacketed bullet also. I'm sure the point of impact is going to be a little bit different on these guys, but we're going to take some shots on paper with them and see what we can do. Okay, well, the first 3 shots we're going to take is with those 150 grain spear jacketed bullets. Boy, that action is as smooth as it can be. All right, let's walk up and have a look. Before we do, I'm going to take a minute and just ask everyone that hasn't subscribed yet if you would please do so. To help the channel grow. We're having some good growth and having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, if you haven't done that, and give me a thumbs up while you're there, I'd appreciate it much. Let's talk about this rifle for just a second before we walk up. This guy has got a dandy trigger for being, you know, 1940s, 50s technology, whatever it is. It has got a super nice trigger. What's interesting about these, and like I say, I'm not a Mauser expert, but there is some that are the cock on open and cock on close. And some of the ones that I've heard about is that the cock on open is more desirable. And this one I think is the only one I've ever shot that's the cock on the close. And for me, I always kind of thought that was a little bit undesirable. This thing, it doesn't bother me one bit. This action is so smooth and the trigger is so nice that it is just a super fun. Let's walk up and see what the groups look like. All right, guys. Well, you've heard me say that sometimes you just have a good day at the range and sometimes you just have a bad day. Fortunately, I think today's being a good day. I'll show you what I got. So we're shooting about 75 yards. There's two touching each other, and then that guy right there. So that's still, if you guys can see that, 1.5 inches, 1.5" group. That's a dandy group for you know, rifle that was built in the probably 1950s. Yeah, open sights, man, that is dandy. I'm gonna grab the marker and we'll mark that. Well, that was certainly an acceptable group by anybody's standards, shooting open sights with those bullets, or you know, with the 150 grain bullet. So now we're going to shoot those cast bullets that are powder coated. I'm really interested in the point of impact on these. They could be a little bit off. I hope they're still on paper. Don't know that for sure, but we'll find out. Vaughn said these cast bullets shoot pretty well, so it'll be interesting. What a delightful little rifle. This is one of the neatest little rifles I've shot in a long time. So it fits me super good. The trigger and the action is just unbelievable how smooth and how fun it is to shoot. So we'll shoot 3 more. All right, let's walk in and have a look. All right, that's another great group. So there's 1, 2, and 3. I knew the point of impact would be off just a little bit. So that's shooting about just over a 2-inch group with cast bullets. I'm not sure how you could ask for anything better than that. That is pretty neat. Well, the dang wind's picked up here in the last, excuse me, 5 minutes. We're not gonna let it discourage us too much. I got some of those cast bolts loaded up in here. We're gonna take some shots offhand at the metal gong. Let's see if we can get anything. Well, we definitely knocked that gong around a little bit. We're gonna wrap the video up. What a dandy rifle. I don't have a lot of experience with these military rifles. You know, there's some 303 Britishes floating around. This guy's the 8x57. They made a 7x57, some of the 6.5s. These are dandy rifles. Anyway, this one is super neat. I am thankful to Vaughn. Appreciate you, Vaughn, letting me shoot this. We've had a fun time with this today, so we're gonna wrap it up. This wind starting up, we might be getting rained on pretty soon. So anyway, thanks for watching. Everybody please subscribe.